Hello, and welcome to Living Room Shakespeare's reading of Kelly Barrett Gibson's Reading Between the Lies. We are so excited to be presenting an original production tonight. We love Kelly for giving us the opportunity to bring this show to screen. We are doing our best to give you a fantastic performance over Zoom tonight. You will find that our actors have found ways to do the vast majority of what we're going to be able to do on stage. There will be a few occasions when you will hear my voice come in to fill in with stage directions where we just can't figure out how to handle our interactions. But we are going to have a thoroughly enjoyable time. Many of the actors involved in Living Room Shakespeare consider the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck to be our theatrical home in better times. And so if you have the ability and the opportunity and feel persuaded thusly, please consider donating to the center during this time. There should be a link above and below me to make a donation like that. And we really appreciate any generosity you happen to be able to give us at this time. Our actors tonight have brought costumes and props and all kinds of amazing just stagecraft with them. And I can't imagine they know how much I appreciate all the work they've put in here. So without further ado, at our 7:15 curtain time, we are going to begin. Actors, places for the top of the show. There we are. Give me just a moment here. And the play takes place in the very posh living room of the Manderley home in the Upper East Side of Manhattan in the year 1946. A large bar is set up stage left, complete with champagne and cocktails. On a writing desk stage right is a pile of scripts. In one corner is a coat rack and umbrella stand. There is seating arranged for 10. Catherine Manderley reclines on a sofa in a marabou-trimmed robe and heeled slippers, empty martini glass close at hand. Her husband, Horace Manderley, can be heard calling from off stage.
Catherine, where are you?
In here.
Well, I hope that you're proud of yourself.
I'm always proud of myself, Horace. You should know that by now. Could you freshen up my drink? I've been ringing for the help, but they seem more usually deaf tonight.
Well, that, my dear, is because they quit.
Quit?
Quit! Almost!
Don't be silly. Have Jerome sort them out.
I'm afraid that will be quite impossible.
Horse feathers. He excels at riding herd over the riffraff the agency sends over.
Not this time.
Why in heaven's name not?
Because Jerome was the first one to tender his resignation.
You have really lost your mind. Jerome would never leave us. He's like family.
Well, perhaps you should have thought of that before you threw the ice bucket at his head.
It was not him I tried to hit.
I know. Or at any rate assumed. You have atrocious aim. Had you been actually aiming for him, you would not now be sporting robin's egg on his forehead in a completely drenched tuxedo. It was all I could do to keep him from pressing charges. I had to agree to a staggering severance. I will have you know, and once he resigned, there was no way to keep the others from leaving. I will give you this, my dear Catherine. You don't go in for half measures. When you set out to be offensive, you leave nothing out.
It's not my fault. You have higher, inferior stuff. I always say you get what you pay for.
Oh, you always say that, do you? Oh, what kind of servants did you have growing up in Scranton? May I ask?
Now you're being vulgar.
Oh, forgive me. I know how gently you were reared. I wouldn't want to offend your delicate sensibilities.
I have told you already. They're your guests, not mine. If you want to entertain without consulting me, then you will forgive me if I do not jump to play a hostess.
Now enough. I explained to you this is not about entertaining. This is about business. Arthur Bankman has written a new play, his first one in over 5 years. I have the option of first refusal, but I need to hear it, read it, to hear it out loud, see if it's any good, or if his brains really have drained out of his ears.
So read the damn thing and decide. You don't have to fill my home with nervous wrecks, outpatients, and harlots.
Gwen Blanche is not a harlot.
And yet, you didn't need me to tell you who I meant. All this, not to mention whatever young drugstore cowboy you found to be your latest amusement.
I beg your pardon.
I don't know why you bother. You should know by now that I am not offended by your little peccadillos. After all, how am I to compete when I completely lack the needed hardware?
I don't know where you get your notions. Regardless, we are straying away from the point here. I need to hear the play aloud. I'm no good at imagining things in my head.
Well, I can read it for you. In fact, I am a much better choice for the role of Lana than that tart is anyway. She's much too old.
And you are 4 years older than she is.
You beast! How could you?
That was insensitive. Forgive me. You know I think you are everything beautiful. But you gave up the stage when we married. Mother insisted, after all.
Yes, I did, didn't I? Threw away all my hopes, my dreams, my ambitions, and for what? For you? I did it all because I love you.
I'm sure the expense account didn't hurt things. Now, my darling, forgive me. I was a beast. But please, go get dressed. And tomorrow, I promise you, we will go to Tiffany's. And you can pick out anything your heart desires.
Anything?
Anything, within reason.
Oh, Horace, you are simply the best husband ever.
Does that mean that you will go get dressed?
Ding dong.
Please, Catherine, please, I'm counting on you. The servants have abandoned me. Don't you leave me in my time of need.
Never. I will go throw myself together and be back in 2 shakes.
Ding dong.
Oh, it's you.
Hello to you too. Well, aren't you going to invite me in?
If I must. Good God, man, what are you wearing?
What do you mean?
Well, you look like the maitre d' of a supper club in Hoboken.
I'm wearing a tuxedo.
My point exactly.
Since you're pouring, I'll have a tequila cocktail.
No, you won't. I don't stock tequila. Nor do I have rotgut or potato vodka, before you ask.
Fine, just give me whatever you're drinking.
A Manhattan, neat.
Fine.
I might have known you'd show up early.
Early? The invitation said 9 o'clock sharp.
Yes.
It's 9:47.
I fail to see your point. Do you see anyone else here yet? No. That's because they know how to properly comport themselves. Now, here you go. Here you go. Take a drink.
Go ahead, sneer at me. There's no one else here to see, but just remember our deal.
I am not likely to forget. Good Lord, boy, you don't have to gulp it down like it's going out of stock. Sip. Slowly. You're as bad as my wife.
Yes, your dear sweet wife. Where is she? I'm just dying to meet her.
Catherine is getting dressed. She will be out shortly.
Maybe I'll just have a little talk with her, since you seem to think we have so much in common.
Oh, now see here. I invited you, didn't I? You're to have a part in the reading here tonight. Do you know how many young actors would kill for that opportunity?
I do, in fact.
Well, just you remember then. I've kept my part of the bargain. Now you keep yours. Not a word to my wife or anyone else. That it has come to this. Blackmailed in my own home by a fourth-rate actor.
Whine about it all you like. Insult me if you want, but just remember who's calling the shots.
Oh.
Sorry I'm early. I assume no one else has arrived yet? Oh, nothing for me, thanks, but you can take my coat.
What would I want with that old moth-eaten thing?
I'll take your coat, Joe. This isn't the butler. This is Court Birdie.
I'm the lead actor in Arthur Bickman's new Broadway play.
Oh, really?
Assuming you approve, of course.
Of course.
Court, this is Joe Daniels, the director.
Really?
Much to my ever-loving regrets.
Can I get you something to drink, Joe?
No thanks, Horace. You know me. I come prepared.
Ah, yes.
Where's Kitty? Waiting to make an entrance, I assume.
Oh, you know women. Takes them forever to put the face on.
One thing I know, Horace, is that no man really knows women. Complete mystery to all of us.
Mm.
So you're playing Mike, are you? Interesting choice, going with an unknown. Is the whole cast going that direction?
No, just the one. You know it wouldn't be lucrative to have all the cast be nameless nobodies.
Yeah, I knew I couldn't be that lucky. So who else do you have lined up to torment me this go around?
Well, there's Gwen, of course.
You're joking.
No.
Does Binky know about this?
Well, what do you mean? It wouldn't be an Arthur Binkman play without Gwen Blanche. I just assumed she would have the lead.
Are you trying to kill us all?
What?
Why? Who's Gwen Blanche? What's wrong with her?
What rock did you...
What rock did you crawl out from under, huh? Gwen Blanche is the biggest diva Broadway's ever seen.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
She already drove Binky into a nervous breakdown once. Do you really want to go down that road again?
How? What did she do?
Her co-star, for one.
Now, Joe, no need to spread gossip. Gwen has starred in every show Binky has ever written. She's his muse.
Yeah, when they were together, sure. But now that they're divorced, I doubt he'll thank you for this. But hey, all above my pay grade. Explains the boy, though. Not exactly Gwen's type, is he? So I guess we're safe there.
Yes, my thoughts exactly.
Don't you think they'll look a little odd opposite each other on stage, though?
Well, now, Joe, you know as well as I do that Gwen is ageless on stage.
Yes. Isn't it a wonder what makeup and lighting can do? Oh, good evening, Joe. You're looking handsome as ever.
Catherine, you're looking smart tonight.
Oh, I'm smart every night. Oh, good. You got some of the wait staff back. I'll have a martini, dirty.
I'm not the waitstaff.
Allow me.
Oh, he's a gentleman. I don't know how you're still single, Joe.
When I set a goal, I stick to it.
Oh, and so clever. You can't imagine how dull it's been around here since you went to Hollywood. I'm ever so glad you've come back to us. Now, sit right over here and tell me all about Tinseltown.
We were talking casting, Catherine.
Oh, pooh. I'd much rather hear about Joe's adventures out west. Tell me, did you have an affair with a starlet?
Happily, no. So, Horace, who else you got for me?
You're not going to believe it.
Can't be worse than Gwen.
My sentiments exactly. She's all wrong for the part.
I don't mean that. She'll be aces in the role. It's the offstage fireworks I'm not looking forward to. Please tell me that you at least got someone stable for the sister. Marge Lindy, maybe?
No, we went in a different direction.
Eleanor Thrum?
No, not Eleanor.
Well, out with it. Who did you saddle me with on this fiasco?
Elizabeth Blue.
Who?
Elizabeth Blue.
You know her as Betty.
Broadway baby Betty Blue? You want to cast Broadway baby Betty Blue? You cannot be serious.
Who?
It will be her triumphant comeback.
Broadway baby Betty Blue?
Her doctors say she's made a great improvement. She almost completely normal now.
I quit.
Just think of the publicity.
That's it. I'm moving back to Montana.
It will cause a media sensation.
My father's been after me for years to join his insurance firm.
Think of it as a challenge.
Oh, Joe, you can make anyone look good.
I could sell insurance.
What's wrong with her?
She's nuttier than a fruitcake.
Betty is a little, shall we say, eccentric.
She's crazy as a loon.
Is she dangerous?
Dangerous? No, of course not. Harmless as a kitten.
And sometimes thinks that she is one.
What?
Betty was a child star.
About 1,000,000 years ago.
And she, well, let's just say that it stuck.
Ding dong.
Oh, Saved by the Bell. Arthur, come in. So good to see you, old chap. You're looking splendid. Splendid. And who is this lovely young lady?
Good evening, Horace.
Pinky, darling, it's been too long.
Kitty, Joe.
Arthur.
Allow me to present Miss Jane White. Jane, our hosts Horace and Kitty Manderley.
Catherine, how do you do?
And this gentleman over here is Joe Daniels, best director in New York City.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you all.
Speak up, darling.
Have you been back in town long?
Just got in yesterday. I think the waiter's trying to get your attention, Horace.
I'm not the waiter.
I'm so sorry. Butler, didn't mean to demote you.
Pinky, this is Court Birdie. I brought him in to read the role of Mike for us.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry there, Court. Tuxedo threw me off. Arthur Bankman, author. I know, Arthur, author, but what can I do?
That's why we call him Binky.
Binky?
Just ignore that, please.
Pleased to meet you.
And this is Jane White.
Pleased to meet you.
Well, what a lovely scarf that is.
Thank you. Arthur got it for me.
I say, doesn't Gwen have one just like it?
I couldn't say.
Are you in the theater too?
Oh, me? Oh, no.
Oh, what do you do, Jane?
Oh, nothing yet. That is, I just finished college, but I hope to be a writer.
Jane was in my intro to playwriting class.
Ah, another budding Broadway genius.
Not at all, I'm afraid. The course was horrible. I mean, I was horrible in the class.
Nonsense. She showed real promise.
Arthur is just being kind to me. I could never get the knack of coming up with such fantastic ideas out of the clear blue sky. My genre is nonfiction. I would have dropped out of the class, but he was so handsome.
Sweet.
I finally got the nerve to stay after class one day and ask for help, and the rest is history.
We were engaged a month later.
Congratulations!
Oh, does Gwen know?
Does Gwen know what? Careful with that, boy. It was a gift from Clark Gable. Hello, Kitty. You're looking a little ruddy tonight. 4th martini already. Horace? Well, aren't you just a fine figure of a man, as always? Hello, Joe. Still swigging from that flask, eh? One day you'll tell me what's really in it. My guess is on warm milk laced with opium. How else could you stomach all of us, you poor man? And Arthur. Let's let bygones be bygones, why don't we? No need dwelling on the past. Oh dear, I see your eye is still going.
Oh.
Well, just sit there twitching, darling. Have a candy. Why on earth do you have an umbrella with you? The skies couldn't be more blue. Oh, I know. Always prepared.
You're here.
Now, is that any way to greet your wife?
Ex-wife,
If you say so, darling.
why are you here?
To read Lana, of course. I was in Hollywood when Horace called, but I told them I absolutely must drop everything and come back east for this.
Horace!
Gwen, allow me to introduce Miss Jane White.
Golly, you really are Gwen Blanche, aren't you? Arthur told me he knew you, but I didn't really believe him. I'm a huge fan.
How sweet. Do you know I have the oddest feeling I've seen you before? Now, where would that be?
Worst nightmare.
Do you work at the jewelry counter at Bloomingdale's? No, well, it'll come to me. I never forget a face. Names I'm in absolute despair with, but faces I remember. I'll bet you're a Taurus, aren't you? You have a definite Taurus aura around you.
I don't really know.
I assume Horace brought you in to play the sister? There is a certain similarity of type about us.
Oh no, I'm not an actress.
No? But you have such a sweet face. The stage would love you. Well, if you aren't reading, what are you doing here?
He's with me.
With you? You mean you finally took my advice and hired a gal Friday? At last?
No, Jane is Binky's fiance. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, fiance. Well, isn't that lovely? Well, congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Well, I'll just have to get to know you better, won't I? After all, I can't allow my husband to marry just anybody.
Ex-husband.
Take it up with the church, darling. But I warn you, they tend to be a bit draconian about the whole till death do us part business.
I'm not Catholic.
Yes, darling, but that darling little Venetian chapel where we exchanged our vows was. But don't worry, I won't stand in the way of you and little Jane here.
You will come to the wedding, won't you?
Jane?
Well, after all, you said you're old friends. And just imagine my family and friends if we had a real live celebrity there.
Nothing would please me more, dear. Arthur. Well, boy, are you going to just stand there mauling my fur, or are you going to pour me a glass of giggle water?
Oh, Gwen, forgive me. He's not a servant. This is Court Birdie. He'll be reading opposite you.
The waiter?
She's so old.
Mouth of babes.
Oh, this is going to go swimmingly, I can tell already.
Let me pour you some champagne. Court, give me that fur, and at least try to have some manners.
But she's a million years old.
Around anyone?
Hello? May I help you?
Is this the Manderley residence?
Yes.
This is it.
You know what to do.
Excuse me. One moment, please. You don't really want me to do it here,
You
do
know
you?
the rules.
Miss, is everything all right?
Please bear with me. I'd really rather not.
And I'd really rather not come in.
Please get up. The carpet is filthy.
Rules are rules. You say so yourself.
Oh, all right. Please excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, and believe me, this is not my idea. What girl always will come through? Loyal, loving, driven, true. Who's a friend, me and you? Broadway baby Betty Blue. Here's Betty.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for welcoming me into your home. I'm Betty Blue.
Every time?
You can't even imagine.
This is Alice. She's my trusted friend and sidekick, and also my nurse. She's not very brave, and she can't act worth a damn. But we love her anyway.
Betty?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to curse, but that's what my agent says. Can't act worth a damn. But I can. I'm a star.
Yes, you are. Yes, and are we so glad to have you. I'm Horace Manderley, the producer. I spoke with your agent last week, and this gentleman over here is Joe Daniels, the director who will be captaining this production.
Hello, Captain. Permission to come aboard.
Sure.
Alice, you'll have to be careful not to get seasick.
And this is Court Birdie. He'll be playing your husband.
He looks like a penguin.
You have got to be kidding.
No, I'm not.
But she can be my mother.
And this is...
I haven't seen you in so long. I have missed you.
I beg your pardon.
Betty, this is
Together
Gwen
again.
Blanche. She will be acting with you.
Together again, just the
I'm so sorry.
Walter assured me that she was stable.
She usually is. It's just that sometimes when she gets excited, well.
I'm so glad you're not fat anymore, Jenny.
That is a matter of opinion.
I was sad when they sent you away because you were too fat to act. It wasn't as much fun without you. But now we get to be on stage together again.
Betty, I'm afraid you have me mixed up with someone else. My name is Gwen, and I have never met you before in my life, though I did see you perform once when I was quite young, of course.
Oh, I understand. You're in disguise. Oh, I will keep your secret. Mum's the word. Okay, let's see this play.
Yes. Now that we are all assembled, let's get down to it. Betty, you are reading Sally. Court, you are Mike. Gwen, you are reading Lana. Catherine, darling, why don't you read the stage directions?
May I?
Oh, are you an actress too, Mrs. Manderly?
Please, call me Catherine. And no, not anymore. I'm afraid I've given up the stage. Once, though, it was my life.
Yes, until good old Horace plucked you out of the obscurity of the chorus.
As I recall, I wasn't the only one looking to be plucked. At least I got a proposal out of it.
Or shall we say, at least you accepted a proposal out of it.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
Why don't you ask Horace?
No, ladies, no need to be bringing up ancient history.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. History.
She's got you there, ladies. Betty, why don't you come over here and sit next to me?
All right, Pinky.
Aye, aye.
All right, Pinky. Any instructions before we begin?
Just read it naturally. Don't push anything. These are average, everyday people, so try to be as real as possible.
All right, darling. Whenever you are ready.
The scene, a dimly lit parlor.
Oh,
Dimly lit parlor.
Yes, of course. On stage are discovered Mike Seaweed, a girly smiling man.
Grimly smiling.
Oh, I don't know. My guess is Catherine's version will be closer to the truth.
Oh, Catherine, this is ridiculous.
Oh, it's a comedy.
No, I mean that Catherine's vanity is ridiculous. Will you please put on your reading glasses?
No,
Of all the...
it's not vanity. I simply don't know where they are.
Well, where did you last see them?
If it's a bother, I can just read the stage directions.
Oh, let her read them. I, for one, was enjoying it.
I don't know. I had them when I was addressing letters yesterday, but now they aren't on my writing desk. I think one of the servants stole them.
A thief in our midst?
What would a servant want with your reading glasses?
There are diamonds in the frames.
Diamonds?
Naturally.
Well, that settles it. There is only one thing for us to do.
Now, Betty, there's no need to be hasty.
Yes. Obviously, the thing to do is for me to reach the stage directions. Shall we continue?
With a mystery to solve, how could we?
Well, I'd hardly call it a mystery.
Oh, please, don't think anything of it. I can just buy another pair.
I will solve your mystery.
You will?
Yes, for I am Betty Blue, loyal, trusting, brave, and true. Now, the first thing that we have to do is divide into search parties. Jenny, why don't you go upstairs and search with Alice? She may not be very brave, and can't act worth a damn, but she can always find my things when I lose them. Even when I lose them on purpose.
Well, come on, Alice. Let's search.
We're not actually going to search.
And miss the opportunity to go through Kitty's drawers? Don't be silly.
Sometimes it is easier to just go along with her.
And now see here. You keep your grubby mitts off my things.
Orders are orders, Kitty.
One tour with the USO and you think you're in the army.
They could have used you over there. You would have scared away all the Germans.
I was in the army.
The war is no laughing matter, ladies. Just be glad it's over and move on.
When I think of you over there risking your life.
I made documentary film reels, mostly in Hollywood. I wasn't exactly risking my life.
All I can think is, do you still have your uniform?
I was
You were what?
risking my life. I was living in Paris when the Nazis arrived. I was deeply in love with an American. But on the day that we were supposed to leave together, I got a letter that my husband, a resistance leader, was really alive. Well, naturally, I had to go to him.
Betty, I think you're confused.
Oh, I sure was confused. We ended up in a cafe run by my former lover, and I didn't know which one I belonged to. But in the end, we realized that our problems didn't amount to a hill of beans in this world.
Wait, isn't that the plot to Casablanca?
We saw it last week during movie
Da,
night.
da, 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 da. Oh, does anyone have a match? It doesn't have the same effect unless it's on fire.
Betty! Don't you think we'd better get going along on the hunt? We don't want the jewel thief to get away.
Good point, Captain. Jenny, what are you waiting for?
Oh, of course. Come on, ladies.
Well, perhaps I should go referee.
Captain, you, the Penguin Man, and I can look through there. I want to keep an eye on him. He looks like a suspicious character to me.
You might be onto something there, Betty. Come on, Penguin Man, let's go search the kitchen.
You two stay here and keep any suspects from escape. Come on, Captain, let's find those diamonds.
Is it always like this?
I told you you wouldn't enjoy coming. I don't know why you insisted. The answer is yes, but you get used to it after a while. And in their defense, Betty is a whole new and exciting addition to the ensemble.
I don't even know if she's the worst. At least she seems to be enjoying herself.
Let Joe fool you. He talks a good game, but he thrives off the insanity.
And the Manderleys?
What about them?
They hate each other.
Oh, that. You get used to it.
I'm not really what you would call modern in my views about such things. But really, Arthur, why don't they just divorce?
Why do people like that do anything? Money.
What do you mean?
Old Horace's mother has him on a very short leash. That's why he married Kitty in the first place. Mother Manderley wouldn't put up with the gossip of having her bachelor son forever around the theater. You catch my drift. So she demanded he marry a woman to make himself look respectable, or be cut off without a nickel. I think he chose Kitty on purpose to irk her. Very old money, the Manderleys. Well, anyway, they eloped, and technically he fulfilled his mother's wishes. But he's a wily one, Mother Manderley. She told him that if he picked Kitty, then he could very well stay with her. The moment they divorce, poor Horace loses everything.
And Kitty as well.
No, that's the awful part for him. Kitty is craftier than people give her credit for. He got her money from him up front. Not as much as the millions he'll inherit when the old lady dies, of course, but enough to keep her in diamonds, furs, and gin for the foreseeable future. So you see, Horace has to keep his wife happy, all the while wanting nothing so much as to wring her bejeweled neck.
How horrible. Oh, Arthur, promise me that we will never end up like that.
Never! Why, you are a very angel. Absolutely perfect. Although I do wish I could talk you into letting your hair keep its natural curl. I could never be mad at you for an instant, let alone want to divorce you.
Arthur, we agreed to wait.
Jane, you know I adore you. We are going to be married. Why won't you let me teach you at least?
You said you were willing to respect my wishes. But now that you're seeing Gwen again, she's so glamorous. Even if she is more mature than I was expecting, that just adds to her allure.
Gwen has no allure, at least not as far as I'm concerned.
You were married to her.
A lifetime ago, a lifetime I wish to forget.
And yet you expect me to act like the brazen hussy like you said she did.
There is a world of difference between kissing your fiancée and what Gwen did.
But just think, darling, how wonderful it will be if our first kiss is after we've been pronounced husband and wife.
But I suppose, but Jane...
Loyal, faithful, brave, and true once again comes through for you.
You actually found them?
On a side table, next to the remains of a shattered ice bucket. Baby Betty has the eyes of an eagle and the nose of a bloodhound.
Yo, I know you pride yourself on the perverse sense of humor. Will you be encouraging her?
Are you kidding? She's perfect! Says what she means and means what she says. When's the last time you met someone you could say that about, let alone an actress?
I'll just run up and get the others. Jane, you'll be all right down here?
What do you think we're gonna do, Binky? Kill the kid? Relax.
I'll be fine, Arthur.
So, Miss White, where do you hail from?
Nowhere you've heard of, I'm sure. A small town in Kansas called Hayesville.
Oh, I've been there. So's Jenny.
I'm sure you have, Betty.
I've been everywhere. Chicago, Boston, Washington, even stupid little out of the nowhere places like Hayesville. Jenny and I used to put them on a big map with a star for every place I was a star in.
Farmer's daughter, then?
Oh, nothing so fancy. I'm an orphan, I'm afraid.
I played an orphan once.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Why? It was fun. I was lucky.
No. I was talking to Miss White. Although I'm sure it was fun, and no doubt you were the pluckiest.
It was a lonely way to grow up, but now I have Arthur. I'll never have to be lonely again.
Hard to imagine Binky in Hayseed, Kansas.
Hayesville, and it was in Wichita that we met, much larger than Hayesville.
What's so funny?
There is nothing funny.
Oh, here you are, Your Majesty. I told you I would find them for you.
However, can I thank you enough?
Oh, you can knight me.
Oh, I don't think we want to be getting swords out right now, Betty. The Penguin Man might get some ideas.
Ooh, good point.
Shall we get back to business then?
If we must. A dimly lit parlor. On stage are discovered Mike Seward, a grimly smiling man, and Lana Day, a beautiful young woman in an embrace.
Oh, Mike, we mustn't. Sally would never forgive us.
But how can we deny the passion for our love?
I don't know, my darling, but we must remember the love we bear for her.
She's young. She will find someone else. Really?
No editorializing, please.
Enter Sally Seward, a blushing young bride. I have to agree with Court. Really?
Catherine, keep going.
Here's your line, Betty. You're Sally.
But nobody sang it.
Saying what?
My song. The Betty Blue song. I can't be entering because nobody sang my song. I always enter when someone sings my song. It's my cue.
But you're not playing Betty Blue in this. You're playing Sally.
I need my song.
Arthur, allow me. Betty, I understand. Look, normally, I would completely agree that you must wait until you hear your song. But you see, in this scene, in the whole play, in fact, you are in disguise. No one can know how loyal, brave, and true you are. That's how you're going to catch the Penguin Man.
Oh, why didn't he just say that?
I don't know. I guess he's just not very bright.
Not at all. Thank you, Captain. I understand now. Give me my cue. I'm ready.
Really? You're gonna make me say it again? She's young. She will find someone else.
Lana, I'm so glad that you're here. Father died far too young. We're the only family that we have now, so we must stick together. But I know that between you and my darling Mike here, I will be able to get through this ordeal. That's sad. What's everyone looking at? Did I do something wrong?
Not at all.
Well, good. Now where's the potty? I need to tinkle.
Jeeves, show her where the toilet is.
How do I know where the damn bathroom is?
They just don't train good help these days.
Right down the hall, Betty. Third door on the right.
Third door on the right.
I'll go with you, Betty.
Good. Alice always says it's safer to go with a buddy. But I don't think she means go like that, if you get my meaning.
I'm sure we will be safe.
Wherever did you find her, Arthur? She's so adorably sweet. I'm amazed you don't have a constant toothache.
I find her sweetness refreshing. You may find it is hard to believe, but some of us actually value a little basic human kindness.
You'll be bored within a month.
I have to admit, Arthur, I cannot quite imagine you molding young, impressionable minds at some backwater college in Hayesville, Kansas.
Hayesville.
That's where he's been all this time, if you can believe it. Hayesville, Kansas.
Jane is from Hayesville. I was in Wichita.
All the same, if you ask me. You all right, Gwen? You look a little peaked.
I'm fine. I must just be thinking about all that good, clean living giving me the shivers. My goodness. Someone's been holding out on us. Where did you get all those pretty little pills from?
Professional supply. Excuse me, Mr. Daniels, but which drink was Betty's?
The seltzer water, why?
One of these should calm her down.
There's no need to medicate her.
I'll take one of those.
Hands off. These little pills don't mix well with alcohol.
Then by all means, give him one.
Well, perhaps you better just put that little bag away, Miss Hayes. We wouldn't want there to be any accidents.
I'm very careful with my supplies, Mr. Manderley. They only go just where I intend them.
Just the same.
Really, Arthur? How long are you going to continue this little charade?
What charade would that be?
Honestly, bringing that little dab of a thing here and introducing her as your fiancée, no less. Honestly, what do you see in her?
What do I see in her? You. The you I first met 20 years ago, back when you were little Ginny Blanche, before you became you. And how cruel not to pretend to recognize Betty. I remember when we first met. You were still pining away over being let go from Betty Blue Review the year before. He was your idol, for God's sake.
Would you please lower your voice? I was not let go. I left. I spent years getting away from that little girl image, and that is not the point. The point is that while your little nobody yokel may be good for a roll in the hay, you have been in love with me for decades. You were married to me for years, and no Kansas farm girl is going to change that.
If you must know, there has been no hay rolling. My love for Jane is pure, not some vulgar theatrical posing. I am going to make her my wife, a thing that you decided you didn't want to be any longer, I might add.
Really, Arthur? Now I know that you're simply gamming me. You are going to marry a sweet and innocent virgin? Don't make me laugh.
What you want, but I am going to marry Jane.
Mrs. Manderley, keep your hands out of my case.
Oh, who do you think you are, anyway? Some little jumped-up servant girl? are going to give me orders in my own home.
Catherine, please. Miss Hayes is our guest.
She's your guest. I didn't want any of these people here, except for you, Joe. You are welcome anytime, of course, whether Horace is around or not. In fact, I would really rather prefer he was not.
All right. Why don't we all just take a breath? Miss Hayes, let's just put the little traveling pharmacy away, shall we? And Catherine, let me make you another martini. You like them dirty, I seem to remember.
I like a lot of things dirty. Remember that, too?
Oh.
I feel much better now.
Jane, darling.
It won't work, Arthur.
Captain, could you hand me my cocktail, please?
Why don't I get you a new one, Betty?
Oh, that's not necessary.
Actually, I think this one's gone a little flat.
No, I still see the bubbles in it.
Jane, I hate to have to tell you this, but it will be better for you in the long run. Arthur is just using you.
What?
That is not true.
You see, the truth is that I broke his heart, and you are just his sad attempt to win me back.
Pay no attention to her, Jane.
Really, Arthur, it's a bit sad. Finding a girl who looks like I did when we first met?
You mean before certain surgical enhancements?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, please. We all know you owe your career to being Dr. Fenton's #1 patient.
You're just peeved because you couldn't afford him in time to do yours any good.
Here you are, Betty. Just drink it down.
How pathetic. Binky doesn't want you anymore, Gwen. You're just another over-the-hill, washed-up actress.
Washed up? I am not the one who gave up my career for a loveless farce of a marriage. No offense, Horace.
No, you are the one who's gone around sleeping with every half-wit, baby-faced co-star since that you've been cast opposite in the vain attempt to hold your youth. Then you slither back to the hack writer you've kept on a leash for decades because no one else will write material for you. No offense, Binky.
Arthur is not a hack. Darling, really, have a candy.
So is this play thing happening or not? Because if it's not, then I've got something to talk to my pal Kitty here about.
Yes, the play is happening.
Penguin Man looks wobbly.
And just what would that be?
Oh, you won't believe what I saw the old man doing, or should I say who I saw him doing.
Now see here.
Okay, time for you to sit down, friend. No need to go spilling secrets that everyone knows.
I bet everyone doesn't know this one.
I wouldn't be so sure. Horace, I see now why you wanted to cast this person so badly. But really, your situation is about the worst kept secret in New York. Not close to being worth sacrificing a new play over.
New play? Ha! This play wouldn't get produced in a Florida dinner theater, let alone on Broadway.
There's no need to be rude.
Arthur's play is brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant? I've snorted better lines than those.
Why, you would kill to be in any of his shows.
You did that on purpose! You witch!
I knew you were a fraud. No one can be that sweet, Kansas or no.
Oh, that looks like fun! Take that, Penguin Man!
Everyone stop wasting the alcohol!
Dare
I'm
you.
Pony
He's
Fred!
gonna take
He's
my
going to
husband
be
away.
a
Stop,
daddy
stop.
or
Nope.
movie.
Betty, calm
Silence,
down.
please. Thank you. Can we please try to act like adults? Look, I've never had to use that before we even finished the first read before.
I think it may be time for you to leave, Mr. Birdie.
You all think you're so smart, so talented. Well, I've got news for you. You're just a bunch of pretentious, puffed up has-beens. You can't write. You can't act. You're too old. You're crazy. You're having an affair. And you know what else? You can all just shut up because I'm prettier than all of you.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh my God! He's dead! Yeah. Yes, hello? It's an emergency. I need help right away. Someone is dead.
Really? Now who's going to give me my martini?
And curtain. Thank you, actors. We're going to take a very brief intermission here. If you all can just turn your screens off for me. Thank you so much. We're going to take a very brief intermission here just to give the actors a chance to reset before we begin Act 2. In the meantime, I would like to remind you all that many of our actors consider the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck to be our theatrical home. And if you have the ability and are so inclined, we would love for you to donate to the center. There's a link above and below me. And oh my goodness, I'm just so flustered. They did a fantastic job. That was wonderful for Act 1. We are going to begin Act 2 in just a moment here. Actors, places. I need 2 more actors for the top of 2. There we go.
How long has it been?
27 minutes. Exactly 2 minutes longer than it was the last time you asked me.
Well, can you blame me? I don't understand how you can be so calm. We are in a room with a dead man.
I told you you could wait in the morning room with the others.
No, I don't want to leave you here alone.
I think I'm fairly safe. It's not as if he's going to rise up from the dead and attack me.
You are simply unnatural.
Ladies all settled, Arthur?
For the moment, Gwen and Catherine are lying down on opposite reclining sofas, more for staging than anything else, I'd say, trying to out-feminine each other, though Catherine is ruining the effect a bit by downing martinis.
Yes, never let it be said that my wife is not committed to her vices. And the others?
Eddie is sitting at the table eating ice cream, just as pleased as punch. She can't figure out why the rest of us are so upset. After all, she told us that the Penguin Man was up to no good. Alice is keeping her calm. She's the one who found the ice cream.
That lady does have quite the head on her shoulders, you must admit, and a pretty head at that.
I suppose poor Jane is beside herself. I should never have taken her out of Kansas. Poor girl was too gentle to survive in the city. Who could have predicted a murder her first day?
Oh, are we glad you are here? Are we glad to see you?
You are? Yeah?
Well, yes. Well, yes,
You are?
Detective, yes,
Cross is
Detective,
the name.
Detective Cross, yes, thank you for coming so quickly. I'm so relieved.
Relieved?
Well, of course. Poor caught birdie, dead and in my own house.
Ah, Court Birdie. Dead? You don't say.
But I do. We are so glad to see you.
I'm sure you are. Or I should say, most of you are. One of you, no doubt, would rather I was far, far away. So this is your home. You must be Manderley.
Yes, Yes, I'm Horace Manderley. My wife Catherine and I live here. These are two of our guests, Arthur Binkman and Joe Daniels.
Cross. Detective Cross. And this, I take it, is the stiff?
Court Birdie. It's Court Birdie, Detective.
Servant of yours.
An actor of sorts. He was here for a reading.
Oh, theater people, huh?
Yes.
And were you present when Mr. Birdie here kicked it?
Yes, the three of us and 5 ladies. They are in the other room. We thought it was wise to remove them from the body.
Naturally. All right, let's take a good look at him. He's dead, all right. No doubt about that. No signs of a gunshot or knife wound. Wait a minute. Is that blood on his collar?
I think it's stage makeup.
See something new every day. All right. Seems pretty clear what we have here. This man was poisoned.
Poisoned?
Yeah, a little young for a heart attack, don't you think? Plus, there's a distinct bitter smell like almonds. It's easy to recognize once you know what you're looking for.
Huh. I do smell almonds. Easy there, Horace. Maybe you should go down with the ladies.
No, I'm fine. It's just, well, if he was poisoned, then one of us must be
the killer.
Yeah, quick on the uptake, isn't he? Yeah, I'd say one member of your reading party definitely didn't want this little birdie to fly anymore. Any idea who that might be?
No, I don't think any of us even knew him.
Well, one of you must, or else how did he end up here?
Well, I mean, I knew him, but only in a purely casual sense.
Look, there's nothing casual about murder. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm going to sit right here and have a little talk with each of you folks. We'll sort this out. Don't you worry.
With him just lying there.
That might be a bit hard on the females. What do you say, Cross? You've determined cause of death. Any reason we can't move the body?
Nah, that should be fine. Just don't do anything funny with it.
Well, move it where?
The ice closet seems to make the most sense. Come on, Binky. Grab his feet. Count of 3 now. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm going to have Jerome throw out everything in the ice closet. Oh no, oh, Jerome is gone.
Wait, what's that? Who's Jerome?
Jerome is our butler. Was our butler.
And he's died too, has he?
What? Heavens, no. Jerome isn't dead, at least not as far as I know. He quit this evening.
And why was that?
Well, Kitty threw an ice bucket at his head.
Kitty?
My wife, Catherine.
Bit of a temper, your wife?
Yes, no. Kitty would never murder anyone. At least I don't think she would.
Well, I would like to speak with her. Would you kindly go and get your wife, Mr. Manderley?
Well, if you insist, but I promise you, she won't know anything.
Honestly, Horace, I'm going to Strangle that strumpet. Strangle her until she's dead. And why are you dragging me out here anyway? All this bother over the help.
Now, Catherine, no need to be that way. This is Detective Cross. Detective, my wife, Mrs. Manderley.
How do you do, Mrs. Manderley?
You can call me Kitty. You're kind of cute.
Not now, Catherine.
Hmm?
Yes, so, Mrs. Kitty, you had a little party here tonight, did you?
I didn't want to, but Horace made me.
And did that upset you?
Upset? I don't get upset. I get drunk.
And, Mr. Birdie, did you know him?
Who?
The victim.
Of course I didn't. I don't know the help, honestly.
I thought he was an actor.
He was. You'll have to excuse my wife, Detective. She's had a bit to drink. Understandable, I think, under the circumstances.
Huh.
If you would, Captain.
Betty, now is really not the time.
It certainly is the time if you want me to come into the room.
What girl will always come through?
Always.
Loyal, loving, brave, and true. Who's a friend to me and you? Broadway
Who's a
baby.
Who's a friend?
Broadway baby Betty Blue. Here's Betty.
Betty Blue. Detective, I am glad you're here. But not to worry, I found the diamonds and I brought down the Penguin Man.
What's all this now?
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? The Penguin Man was stealing the royal jewels.
Look, I'm sorry, miss. I have no idea what you're talking about. Look, I'm trying to determine what happened to Mr. Birdie.
The Penguin Man.
Oh, that's easy. I killed him.
Betty.
Excuse me?
Betty, why don't you come back with me in the other room? We can have some more ice cream.
I killed him dead, just like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Wait, you're confessing.
Betty. Just what do you think happened to him?
He melted after I threw my fizzy water on him.
I think you're confused.
No, I'm not. It was right after the Penguin Man said, "You won't believe what I saw the old man doing." Or should I say, I saw him doing. And then Grandpa said, "Now see here." Then the captain told the Penguin Man to sit down, blah, blah, blah. And Jenny threw her drink on the Mousy Girl, and the Mousy Girl threw her drink on Jenny, and I threw my drink on the Penguin Man. And he must have been a witch, because he said, "Y'all think you're so smart, so talented. But I've got news for you. You're all just a bunch of pretentious, puffed-up has-beens. You can't act. You can't write. You're too old. You're crazy. And I got news for all of you. And you can all just shut up because I'm prettier than all of you." And melt.
So, assuming what this young lady says is true.
That's pretty much word for word what happened.
Of course it is. I have an eidetic memory.
What was this secret of yours he was going to spill?
Nothing. None. It was nothing.
Well, it doesn't sound like nothing. Was it maybe, something worth killing over?
Of course not. Everyone knows.
What?
Joe.
I'm sorry, Horace, But the idea that you'd kill over it is ridiculous. Everyone in the theater community knows.
Knows what?
We don't care, old sport.
But we've been so careful.
Alice, don't.
I don't care anymore. You're mine. I won't give you up.
Wait, what?
What?
Horace and I are in love. And have been. For over a year.
I trust we can all be discreet about this.
But Horace is gay. Aren't you?
Well, really, Joe. I would have thought more of you. Can't a man like Theater dress impeccably, have cultured manners, and still fancy women?
But all these years, I thought...
Yes, I imagine you did, and so did Kitty. Rather convenient, don't you think?
Huh. Ingenious, I would say.
Hmm.
Kitty would be thrown into a jealous fit if she thought you were out with chorus girls or nurses.
But if she thought I was otherwise inclined, it ceases to be a reflection on her and merely becomes my own little idiosyncratic itch that she can't scratch. Court caught Alice and I in, what's the word, a rather compromising position, and threatened to expose us if I didn't cast him in a show.
But he didn't seem to know Miss Hayes. And we all know he's not that good of an actor. So why no recognition?
Oh, yeah.
Would you have recognized me, Mr. Binkman?
This is out of her disguise.
Now I understand why you didn't want Kitty to know. Whew.
Yeah, a perfect motive for murder if the truth came out.
Horace is incapable of murdering anyone. Besides,
Yes.
where would he even get poison?
I hate to bring this up, but you did have that bag of pills with you.
What's this now?
I'm Miss Blue's nurse detective. That requires me to have a certain amount of medications on hand in case of an emergency.
I can get cranky.
And would any of those medications happen to be poisonous?
I'm sorry. I'm not at liberty to discuss my patient's medications.
Well, then I'm sorry, but I'll have to take you into custody. Come on, let me take you out of here and down to the station.
If we must.
No, I won't allow it.
Wait, you won't allow it?
No, it wasn't Alice.
Look, I know you're infatuated with the dame, and yeah, who could blame you? But it sure looks like she did it.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, and what makes you think that?
Because I did. I killed Court Birdie.
You want us to believe you killed someone? That is the funniest thing I've heard.
Murder is no laughing matter, man.
And I did so do it. I am a murdering murderer.
Detective, what's your name? My husband can't even bring himself to kill a spider. He gets squeamish if his meat isn't well done.
I do have a delicate stomach, but I did kill him.
Horace, you don't have to do this.
Hush, Alex. I will protect you.
Where'd she come from?
And, just what poison did you use to kill him, Horace?
The deadly kind.
I see. And what would that be?
Arsenic.
Unfortunately, Mr. Manderley, that is incorrect. Arsenic was not used to kill Mr. Birdie. Cyanide was.
I meant cyanide.
Give it up, Horace. You're embarrassing yourself.
Which brings us back to you. You killed Court Birdie. Confess it, and let's get out of here.
Alice didn't kill the Penguin Man. I did. She's not brave, even in disguise.
If I were going to kill anyone, it would be you, not Tyrone Power's stunt double.
And what is that supposed to mean?
You try waiting on that grown-up demon child for years, and you'll know exactly what it means.
You love me.
Love you. You make me almost as crazy as you are. You with your treasure hunts and your secret identities. Oh, and your ridiculous theme song. You're lucky I didn't poison you years ago.
But you're my trusty companion and sidekick. It's your job to love me. And to bring me soup when I get chilly.
All this time working for an imbecile, and I finally get my chance. The big comeback. Betty's going to be famous again, and I get to be with her. A chance for me to rub elbows with the beautiful people. Like his lordship over there. And you think I'm gonna ruin it with a sloppy murder attempt because some third-tier matinee idol threatens to run his mouth? Not hardly.
No need to be rude, Miss Hayes. There's an easy way to settle this. Why don't we just look through her bag and see what's in it?
Detective, go ahead. Look through it. Look through my bag. You'll find a handy selection of sedatives, some aspirin, but no cyanide. I don't keep anything dangerous where Fruitcake Franny might get her grubby little hands on it.
All right, let's see what's in here.
Let it go, Gwen.
All I'm saying, Arthur, is that when Court died, it wasn't Jane that you caught in your arms.
You were closer. That's the only reason for it.
Don't worry, Arthur, dear. I understand. After all, Gwen is much more likely to faint than I am. I am not usually given to such melodramatic fits.
For which I am eternally grateful.
Deny it all you like, but your heart knows the truth.
Oh, please. He probably caught you because he was worried you'd break your hip.
It seems the lady was telling the truth. Nothing in here the least bit lethal.
What?
You missed a show, Binky. Cross suspected our Miss Hayes might have something in her little bag besides aspirin. Turns out all she was guilty of was playing with old Horace's affection.
Horace? But he's...
No, he's not.
Well, I could have told you that.
How do you know? Never mind, I don't want to know.
Really, Horace, a nursemaid? You're as bad as Arthur with his little co-ed. Doesn't anyone have standards anymore? Is Broadway completely devoid of nubile chorus girls these days? This must send you right over the edge, eh, Kitty?
Perhaps someone would like to introduce me to these two lovely dames.
Detective Cross, this is my fiancée, Jane White. Jane, stand up straighter, dear.
How do you do?
Speak up, love.
And I'm his wife, Gwen.
Ex-wife.
Detective, in your opinion, if a man has the opportunity to save two women, wouldn't logic dictate that the one he snatches from peril is the one he loves?
You were hardly in peril.
Well, I suppose that does make sense, yes?
Years of muscle memory, that's all it was.
Methinks the gentleman doth protest too much.
Hey, what's up with your eye?
I need another drink.
So do I. Detective, may I?
Just a moment, Horace. It occurs to me. Do we even know Court Birdie was the intended victim? He was drinking everyone's dregs. The poison could have been in any of these glasses.
Good Lord, I never thought of that.
Should be easy enough to figure it out. Cross says there's almond smell to cyanide. Everyone smell the glasses. The one that smells like almonds is the poisoned glass.
Only one problem. Not everyone can smell almonds. Genetically selected ability.
How on earth do you know that?
I was researching ways of killing people. For a play, I think we all know if I was really capable of murder, you would have been dead long ago.
All right. Cross, you and I could smell it on Bertie. Let's the two of us take a whiff of the glasses. Got it. Looks like the poison was in Kitty's martini.
Who would want to kill me?
Do you want the names alphabetically or in age order?
Wait, no one else was drinking martinis?
No, just Kitty.
Good God, someone finally tried to kill Kitty.
It was her.
Now you're just being tedious.
Detective, she's hated me for years.
Jenny is not a murderer.
I am not Jenny.
Whatever you say, Jenny.
Mrs. Manderley might have a point. Gwen does seem to hate her.
Everyone hates her.
Hey.
Jane, don't be absurd. Gwen may have her faults, I'll admit. But she would never kill someone. Not even Kitty.
I am in the room, alive.
Sorry, Kitty.
Hungry.
Not now, Betty.
Where would I even get cyanide?
You're a very wealthy woman, and Arthur's always saying how clever you are. I'm sure you could have come up with something.
Oh, Arthur. You think I'm clever?
Fiendishly. I've never denied that.
All right, give me your hands.
Why?
I want to smell them.
Don't be absurd.
Look, I'm not being absurd at all. Give me your hands. Just as I suspected. Almonds.
Nonsense! I don't smell anything.
I don't smell anything either.
Yes, but remember what Arthur told us. Not everyone can smell it. It's hereditary. But I can. Almonds.
Well, of course they smell like almonds.
And why is that?
Because she tried to kill me.
Because I was eating almonds on the way over. There's a bag of them in my coat pocket.
Someone get her coat.
I always knew you'd be the death of me.
This is absurd.
Gwen, yours is the fur? All right. Yes. Here it is.
I told you.
So, Gwen didn't try to kill me?
So don't sound so disappointed.
I think everyone just needs to calm down.
Easy for you to say.
Betty, no. Don't eat those. You know you're allergic to nuts.
Now, that is ironic.
Great.
You just had ice cream.
Only one scoop.
I will fix you something in a minute. Now be quiet.
But I'm bored too.
Too bad!
All right. Let me see if I got this straight. The intended victim, that's you, ma'am.
I am not a man.
All right, sorry. Miss. You're married to this gentleman, Mr. Manderley. But he's been stepping out with Goldilocks over here. Now, we ruled her out on account of there not being cyanide in her little bag of goodies. And you say he's too yellow to do the deed. Now, as for this lady, she obviously hates you. But I don't see anything to suggest that she wants you dead outside of that. The little girl there doesn't seem to be the killer type to me. That leaves Twitchy over here, who knows a thing or two about poisoning people, and you, Mr. Helpful, and a nut job. No offense, miss. That about sums it up?
I'd say.
You mind if I ask you what's in that flask?
Yes.
The contents of that flask are one of the great mysteries of life, Detective.
Well, that's a little suspicious, wouldn't you say?
No,
Now, Joe,
I drink from it. Obviously, it's not cyanide. End of story.
Hey, not feeling so helpful now that the spotlight's on you, huh?
Don't be ridiculous, Detective. Joe would never harm me.
No?
Of course not. He's sweet on me, aren't you, Joe?
Delusional. Sadly delusional.
Oh, so that's the way it is, huh?
No, it's not. She just has an overactive imagination.
Are you saying that I'm not desirable? That only you get to have affairs? For all you know, Joe and I have been running around behind your back for years.
I think we all need to calm down.
I will not calm down. Someone has tried to poison me. I think that entitles me to a little hysteria.
Fair point.
Now, since when have you been satisfied with a little hysteria? There's a broken ice bucket in the kitchen that speaks to your lack of moderation before the attempt on your life.
It was you, wasn't it? You wanted to get rid of me for years.
We've been over this.
You said he was too squeamish to kill bugs.
Arachnids.
What?
Spiders aren't bugs, they're arachnids. Does anyone have any candy?
You're all crazy! Every single one of you! The only thing I don't understand is why no one tried to kill all of you years ago!
now, Gwen.
Jane! I am Jane, not Gwen, Jane!
Of course I meant Jane.
What does HCL stand for?
Betty? What are you doing?
I'm looking for a snack. I found this in your pocket. Is it candy?
Give me that!
But I'm hungry.
HCN. That's the chemical formula for cyanide.
Betty, where did you get that?
From Alex's pockets. I was looking for something to eat since you were all too busy to get me anything. Sometimes she has treats for me.
Alice!
It was you!
You little menace!
Okay. I guess that settles that.
Gwen!
Jenny!
Mother!
Hand me this instant!
Mother?
It can't be.
Oh my.
What is happening?
Jane, what did you say?
Nothing. It's nothing. Just let her go.
It's all right. I'm fine, dear.
That was certainly not nothing.
Oh my. I see it. I really think I do. Let me see if I have this. Betty, when you came in, you recognized Gwen, didn't you?
Oh, of course. She's my bestest friend in the world, Jenny Blanche.
When I met Gwen, that was her name. She changed it to sound more sophisticated, but she spent a year touring with the Betty Blue Review under the name Jenny Blanche.
And left when she got too fat to act. Pardon me, Gwen, how long ago was that?
2 weeks.
21 years ago.
And how old are you, Jane?
She'll be 21 in a month. What does that have to do with any... Oh my God!
You said you toured in Hayesville.
Is it true?
Is what true? What is going on? Why does the cop have a gun on Gwen? Did she actually try to murder Kitty?
Yes. Yes, it's true. My friend Amy and her family took me to see one of your movies when I was 16, and her father remembered meeting you back when you and Betty Blue came to town all those years ago with a show. He was a medical intern at the time and was there when you checked into the hospital to have a baby in secret. He told us all what a brave young girl you were and how surprised they all were when you chose to abandon your child. His wife realized I was there right about that point and shushed him. It didn't take much to put it all together after that. From that moment on, I read everything I could about you. The glamorous movie and theater star leading her decadent life of privilege, never once giving a thought to the daughter she had abandoned.
They told me you died. My father and my agent, they told me you didn't make it through the night. I was so young, a child myself. I tried to just put it all behind me and move on with my life.
Then who should arrive at our little local college to teach a writing course but Arthur Binkman, famous playwright and paramour to Gwen Blanche? How could I pass up the opportunity to meet my mother's ex-husband?
Hey! I hate to cut this little family reunion short, but does no one notice I have the gun to Mommy Dearest's head? Now shut up, all of yous. I'm getting us out of here.
Us?
Me and Alice. You okay, babe?
I'm fine.
You couldn't have just left with me in the beginning? I was trying to get you out of here fast.
By accusing me of murder?
But you are a murderer.
That's not the point. They didn't know that.
Alice, what is he talking about?
I'm talking about you being the world's biggest dupe, friend. Alice here's been playing you from the start, ain't you, babe?
You mean you never really loved me?
Loved you? You could be her father.
Don't take it too hard, Horace. You had fun, didn't you?
How much fun?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You know, I never liked this plan.
You liked the money. We were going to get just fine.
Perhaps you two could discuss this elsewhere. Alone.
Quiet. Now here's what's going to happen. Alice and I are going to walk on out of here with Mother of the Year here. And any of you try to stop us, she gets it. We clear?
What kind of policeman are you?
The fake kind.
Uh-oh.
The kind that doesn't take kindly to people getting in the way. Okay? Now while Alice is getting her things together, why don't you just all, hand all over your valuables nice and easy? I use this entire enterprise being for nothing.
What enterprise? What is going on?
I'm afraid you've been played, Horace. Alice killed Court.
Alice.
In all fairness, I was aiming for your wife. But I'll take that diamond one way or the other. Hand it over, Kitty.
No! You didn't say please.
Shut up.
Kitty, give her the ring. I'll buy you another one.
It's mine. I earned it putting up with you all these years.
Give it or I'll shoot her.
So what?
Kitty.
No.
If you harm so much as one hair on her head.
Yo, what? You write me a death scene?
The diamond now.
Must I?
It's just paste anyway.
What?
Half your jewels are paste.
No!
How else could I afford you?
Lloyd, don't let despair get in the way. Betty's here to save the day.
Darling, you all right?
Mother,
I'm fine now.
You scoundrel!
You're the one to talk. You're engaged to your own daughter.
What? No! Is that why you would never kiss me? I assure you, I am not your father. Oh, God, I'm not, am I?
Arthur is not your father. Your father was a dancer with the review. I lost track of him over the years. Here, love, have a candy.
of course I knew you weren't my father. Do you really think I'd have dated you if I thought you were?
Oh, thank God. Not that you're not a lovely young woman, Jane, but that's just theoretical.
Indeed.
And all this time you thought I had abandoned you.
What else could I think? You really didn't know about me?
I really didn't know.
I certainly didn't know. I think we can agree, even if we are not related, and we most definitely are not, the engagement.
Oh, that's off. It's too obvious where your affection really lies.
Thank God. Wait, what?
Stay down, Cross. Horace, call the police.
Didn't we already do that?
The real police.
Yes, I want to report my counterfeit jewels.
Arthur, why don't you find something to tie these two up with?
Of course.
Yes, please send someone over to 866 Park Avenue. There's been well, I can't really explain honestly, but please hurry.
Betty?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Good job.
Thank you, Captain. I knew he was up to no good. And when he didn't listen to my story about the Penguin Man, and then when he pulled a gun on my daddy, well, obviously they were in cahoots.
Obviously. Good thinking. You're a handy one to have around, Betty.
Captain, now can you make me some soup?
I hate you so much.
Quiet! Here you are, Betty.
Chicken noodle, my favorite.
The police are on the way.
Well, I don't know about you, Hub, but I need a drink. Jerome! Jerome! Horace, where have all the servants gone?
All right. Fantastic. And that's curtain on Act 2. We're going to give the actors just a moment to reset themselves as they please, and then we're going to run a quick curtain call. This was wonderful. I'm going to remind everybody watching once again that we are doing this under the permission of the writer, Miss Kelly. Oh my goodness, my brain just. Barrett Gibson. I don't have her name right in front of me. Kelly Barrett Gibson, who was also one of our actresses tonight. I will bring her up again in a moment because she is fantastic. We are so excited to have been able to do this production. Also, I will remind you that many of our actors consider the Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck to be their theatrical home. And there are links to donate to that organization, both above and below me, if you have the ability and the inclination at this time. We really appreciate it. And without further ado, actors, can you all come back in for curtain call? All right. In the role of Detective Cross, Buongiorno.
Hey, thank you for watching.
In the role of Alice Hayes, Caitlin Connolly. Oh, we're snapping and clapping. Indeed, you guys can all do things. In the role of Jane White, Vera Perry.
Thank you.
In the role of Gwen Blanche, Molly Feibel.
Thanks for watching, guys.
In the role of Arthur Binkman, Carl Gibson. Struggling today, I'm sorry, guys. In the role of Court Birdie, Patrick McGriff.
Thank you all so much for watching.
In the role of Joe Daniels, Kevin McCarthy.
Thank you so much. Cheers, everyone.
In the role of Horace Manderley, John Remington.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching.
In the role of Catherine Manderley, Tamara Cacchione.
Donate to the center, please. Thank you.
In the role of Broadway baby Betty Blue, the playwright herself, Kelly Barrett Gibson. Oh my God.
Kelly!
Thank you guys so much. So happy.
Thank you all so very much. Good night.
Thank you for watching. Good night.
And thank you, Christine.
Thank you. Good night.